Hello, Leo. Today is June 26th, 2025, and you're stepping into a significant astrological shift. Mercury has officially entered your sign, activating your voice, your ideas, and your sense of self-expression. This isn't a time to play small or get stuck in the loop of what is. The current energy strongly supports forward movement, future-focused thinking, long-term planning, and aligning your actions with the version of you that already lives the life you want. You're being reminded that staying anchored in old patterns, fears, delays, or self-doubt will only hold you back from the real progress that's now available. With Mercury in Leo, your ability to speak with clarity, confidence, and purpose is amplified. If there's something you've been meaning to say or launch, this is the time to do it. Supportive aspects between Mercury and both Saturn and Uranus today suggest you can combine innovation with structure. In other words, your boldest ideas can be grounded into real-world strategy. What matters now is that you stop waiting and start showing up as the person you know you're becoming. Think forward, speak with intent, lead with clarity. The momentum is here. Use it. Mercury has just entered your sign, and with that, your financial mindset is shifting. You're no longer content with survival. You're starting to think like someone who wants sustainability, autonomy, and growth. Today's transits support a fresh financial perspective, especially if you're willing to think creatively and take calculated steps forward. Mercury's sextile to Uranus in Taurus, the sign that rules money, value, and security, signals that an unexpected financial idea, conversation, or opportunity could arise. This may come through technology, networking, or an insight that feels sudden but intuitively right. Pay attention to small breakthroughs, an inspired conversation, a message, a new lead. These aren't random. They're aligned with your evolving sense of worth and your desire to build something more stable and authentic. At the same time, Mercury forms a harmonious trine with Saturn in Aries. This brings in a necessary counterbalance, discipline, and strategy. You're encouraged to ground those new ideas in structure. It's not enough to just dream about more income or freedom. Today is about planning how to get there. Saturn supports long-term gains, especially when you commit to consistency. If you've been sitting on a skill, a service, or a project that reflects your real values, now's the time to make it public or take the first official step. Financially, this day marks a transition. You may start to see which outdated methods or sources of income are no longer aligned. This could come through external changes, contracts ending, shifting client needs, or internal restlessness. Don't resist this. Uranus and Saturn working together suggest that breakdowns are gateways to breakthroughs, especially if you stay flexible and grounded. In short, Leo, money is not just about effort today, it's about alignment. When your ideas, actions, and values are working together, progress becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Use this day to initiate smarter habits, adjust your approach, and stay open to unconventional solutions that might just lead to long-term abundance. Today marks a turning point in how you show up professionally, Leo. With Mercury entering your sign, your voice gains weight. You're not just another contributor in the room. You're the one people are listening to. Whether you're in a creative field, a leadership role, or navigating change within your team, this transit signals a surge in visibility, confidence, and initiative. What makes today especially powerful is Mercury's trine to Saturn in Aries, a fire sign like yours. This gives you the green light to communicate your goals with authority and long-term vision. If you've been wanting to pitch a new idea, renegotiate responsibilities, or establish firmer boundaries at work, this is the time to speak up. Your words carry structure, not just passion. Saturn rewards clarity, planning, and responsibility, so anything you propose with a clear sense of direction will likely be taken seriously. In parallel, Mercury's sextile to Uranus in Taurus opens a window for innovation. You might feel pulled toward trying something new in your workflow, rethinking how you manage your time, or exploring a non-traditional project or collaboration. Don't be afraid to break away from routine. This is especially true if your current path feels too safe or stale. Uranus is nudging you to shake things up in smart, efficient ways. If you're job hunting, preparing for a career pivot, or trying to step into more meaningful leadership, this is a critical day to revise your resume, update your portfolio, or even rehearse a conversation you've been putting off. There's momentum here, but you have to meet it halfway with clarity, courage, and structure. Overall, your professional identity is being redefined, not through dramatic change, but through small, intentional shifts in how you speak, plan, and act. You're being asked to lead, not by dominating others, but by owning your message and trusting your direction. Your presence is magnetic. Use it wisely. With Mercury entering your sign today, Leo, there's a noticeable shift in how you think about your body, not just as a physical vessel, but as a direct reflection of your internal state and personal direction. It's not simply about appearances or fixing what feels off. This is about tuning in. The increased mental clarity brought by this transit allows you to connect the dots between your physical sensations and your emotional or psychological patterns. If you've been feeling fatigue, heaviness, or tension without a clear reason, chances are these symptoms are pointing to deeper imbalances that now ask for your awareness, not avoidance. The trine between Mercury and Saturn adds a layer of stability and structure, making this the perfect time to implement real, lasting habits that support your long-term health. If you've been meaning to create a consistent sleep schedule, return to movement, or set clearer boundaries around your time and energy, the astrology today is firmly in your favor. Saturn doesn't demand intensity. It rewards discipline, consistency, and respect for your own limits. You're not being asked to overhaul your lifestyle overnight, but to take deliberate steps that signal to your body and nervous system, I'm listening now. At the same time, Mercury's sextile to Uranus brings intuitive flashes around wellness. You might suddenly realize a specific food, routine, or environment is subtly draining you, or find yourself drawn toward a new practice, breathwork, grounding walks, digital detox, or even journaling that helps your system recalibrate. These aren't necessarily dramatic shifts, but they carry real impact when done consistently. What your body needs now is simplicity, honesty, and recovery, not from exhaustion alone, but from the noise and overextension that's crept in silently over time. As a Leo, your vitality is rooted in the heart, both metaphorically and biologically. When your emotional life is overlooked or stretched too thin, your physical strength diminishes. Today reminds you that leadership, creativity, and visibility require a stable inner rhythm. You can't shine outwardly if your inner flame is flickering from neglect. So give yourself the time and space to reset, not as a luxury, but as a responsibility to the journey you're here to fulfill. Your body has always been on your side. It's simply asking to be treated like the sacred partner it is. As Mercury enters your sign today, Leo, the way you communicate in love and relationships becomes clearer, bolder, and more aligned with your truth. This is a powerful moment to reassess how you express yourself, not just through words, but through presence, tone, and emotional transparency. If you've been holding back, softening your needs to avoid tension, or waiting for others to initiate deeper conversations, that dynamic begins to shift. Mercury in Leo supports you in speaking with heart and conviction. What you want, what you need, and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. This isn't about drama or control. In fact, the trine between Mercury and Saturn invites emotional maturity. If you're in a relationship, this is a supportive day to have grounded conversations about future plans, expectations, or healing unfinished business. You're more likely to be taken seriously when you speak with clarity rather than urgency. Saturn lends weight to your voice, meaning the boundaries or commitments you lay down today are likely to stick, especially if they come from a place of self-respect, not reactivity. Meanwhile, the sextile from Mercury to Uranus opens a door for fresh energy to enter your relational field. If you're single, this could manifest as a surprising conversation, a chance encounter, or even a message that sparks something real. Uranus brings the unexpected, but only if you're open to something or someone outside your usual type. In existing connections, this can be a day where the energy feels lighter, more spontaneous, where a new idea or plan rekindles excitement. You may also notice shifts beyond romantic dynamics. Your friendships, family relationships, and even professional collaborations may reflect new patterns today. You're becoming more aware of which bonds energize you and which ones subtly drain your spirit. It's a good day to quietly take note. Who makes you feel seen and safe when you speak your truth? Who resists or deflects it? This quiet reflection becomes the basis for healthier choices going forward. At the core of today's energy is self-honesty, not about what others want from you, but about what you truly want to experience in love, connection, and belonging. If you lead with authenticity, the right people will meet you where you are. And if they don't, that clarity is a gift too. Mercury in Leo reminds you, your voice is not just for being heard, it's for building relationships where you never have to shrink to fit. As Mercury officially enters your sign today, Leo, your energetic field becomes more magnetized. Meaning, the choices you make, even down to the colors you wear or the numbers you encounter, can subtly but powerfully align you with the momentum of the day. This isn't just about superstition, it's about resonance. The universe communicates through symbols, and today those symbols come to you in shades and sequences. Your lucky color for today is golden amber. This warm, radiant tone carries the frequency of confidence, visibility, and spiritual grounding. It reflects your solar nature as a Leo, bold, creative, and unapologetically luminous. But amber isn't just bright for the sake of attention. It holds a stabilizing quality that helps center your fire, allowing you to shine with clarity rather than chaos. Wearing this color, incorporating it into your workspace, or even meditating with it in mind, can help you project your intentions with greater coherence. It supports you in being heard, in standing tall in your truth, and in maintaining your inner focus as you move through decisions, conversations, and creative efforts today. When it comes to numbers, your energetic alignments today are with 3, 14, 22, 39, and 55. These numbers carry distinct vibrations that speak to different aspects of your unfolding day. 3 brings in themes of expression, inspiration, and bold communication. Perfect for the influence of Mercury in Leo. It's about being seen and heard in your most authentic voice. 14 and 22 work in tandem to stabilize your enthusiasm with vision and practicality. These are the numbers of long-range planning, clarity of purpose, and creating systems that support your growth rather than contain it. 39 and 55 hold the pulse of transformation. They indicate momentum, change, and the courage to shift out of what's no longer aligned, even if it's been familiar for a long time. If you happen to notice these numbers throughout the day, in timestamps, receipts, page numbers, or conversations, consider it a soft affirmation from the universe that you're in sync with the energy that wants to support you. Let these elements act, not as superstition, but as tools to bring awareness to your present moment and help you walk through it with intention, clarity, and grounded self-assurance. And now, as we gently bring this journey to a close, I invite you to take one deep breath, a quiet, intentional inhale that draws you back into yourself. Because I know you didn't come here just for entertainment or passing inspiration. You came because something inside you is waking up. You came because your soul is remembering its original language, the language of truth, of clarity, of sacred direction. Today, the universe placed tools in your hands, a renewed mind, a clearer emotional current, a moment to say what you've long carried in silence. Mercury's arrival in Leo is no small shift. It is a call to speak, not to please others, but to declare what is true within you. And when you do that, not from ego, but from inner alignment, You don't just change the course of a day, you shift the trajectory of your life. I know there have been moments when you were misunderstood, when you held back, when you convinced yourself that your feelings were too much, that your vision was too ambitious. But I want to remind you, what is true is never too much, and dreams that stretch you are often the ones you were born to embody. So today, June 26th, if something inside you is stirring, a choice, a conversation, a new beginning, listen to it. Don't wait until it's perfect. Don't wait until it all makes sense. Move with honesty. Move with softness. Move with the fire of your own becoming. I believe in you. And I believe today is not just another calendar page. It is a portal, a whisper, a return. Walk through it with an open heart and eyes that are willing to see beyond what is obvious. And know this, I will be here every day as your guide beneath the stars, gently reminding you that you were never meant to walk this path alone. Until next time, I'm Luna Celestine, and the light within you is the brightest star in tonight's sky.